Google has just released Gemini 3.0 and everyone's been talking about it. And in this video, I'm going to show you what are the improvements Google has mentioned, and we can also go and play around with it and do some tests. So we're going to test it on building an easy app, on content creation, and also on doing some deep reflections as well. So you can see if what Google mentions as improvement is real or not. So in their benchmark, when they're comparing to other previous models or to GPT-5 or Claude Sonnet, we can see that they benchmarked on exam tests, on scientific knowledge, on mathematics, on Arena Apex, also mathematics, on reasoning, on video creation, and we can see that the results are quite staggering. When we look at Gemini 3 Pro in exams, we can see a nice increase, even triple Claude Sonnet and nearly 50% more than GPT-5. If we compare in the video part, we can see 87.6% compared to all the other benchmarks that are roughly around 80. So we can see a nice and clean improvement in most things, and we can also dig into more of this analytics. But what would be interesting is to also see in terms of reasoning. For example, if we look at the reasoning and knowledge in humanities last exam, we can see clearly that Gemini outperforms its competitors, and the previous model, Gemini 2.5 Pro, looks very minimal compared to what we see now. And if we see scientific knowledge in here, we can see even a nice improvement here between 92 and 94%. And if we look at puzzle solving, we can see an amazing increase. Language models usually struggle with puzzle logic because it can be a little bit complex to understand and to get the logic and the reasoning behind it well, but they're managing to do it properly with this new version. So if you just type Google 3.0 on Google and you go on the link Google DeepMind, you can end up in this interface. So you can try Gemini or go to the Google AI Studio. So if we try Gemini, it will take us to their normal interface where you can just chat with Gemini and say, hey, what's the weather like? Here what we can see, and what's cool, is that I didn't even say where I am. It figured out my location and also the date and also the degrees for me. We're using here the thinking mode. We can also use the fast mode, and we have the chat area that we all know, and we also have the Google AI Studio part. And in this one, we have a few things. We can explore the Gemini, so we can play around in here. We can also explore Veo 3.1. This is mostly to create applications. And there are also other models like the video, image generation, text-to-speech, etc. So we're gonna do a few tests in here. So if we go to the playground and I use, let's say, Gemini 3.0, this is what we want to use. So I'm gonna ask Gemini here to create a small game called Catch the Moving Dot, and I'm giving it some set of rules and the output that I want and some extra notes. So this is just one prompt. I'm gonna just screenshot it as it is already, and I'm just gonna go in the studio and put it in here. Build this app as mentioned exactly in the screenshot, and we can let it run. We can see on the right that we have temperature. Temperature is equal to 1. This one is to increase the creativity. If you want something to be sharper, more logical, make it much lower. So for example, if it's mathematics and you want just mathematical outputs, just do 0 or 0.1. Media resolution, thinking level, obviously you can play around with this. So we can see it's creating the app for us, and when it's finished, as it is now, after how many seconds? After 16 seconds, which is insane. We can just click here on preview, and we can see that there is this game with this dot in here, and if I click anywhere, there's nothing. If I click on it, score is 1. We can reset the score and play again. Obviously this is a very basic game, but it was made in just 26 seconds actually, and you can see the power of using a language model like this that can even preview directly in here, which is a nice bonus when you're building something and just want to test it very quickly. If we go back in here in the chat interface, let me ask it something quite specific and see the way it will reason about it. I am a data scientist and I create content about data science and I'm trying to build a product. I want you to go through forums like Reddit and see the pain points of data entry-level people, what they're struggling with, and what kind of solution it will help them to grow in their careers, to land jobs, or just basically to upskill. I wanted to this be specific to pain points entry-level or junior data people encounter in a day-to-day basis, and something they'll be willing to try and pay for. So here we see that we're giving it something where it needs to search, think, and also explore business opportunities with the pain points of users. And this is basically like a business brainstorming on facts that exist in Reddit and other forums, and we'll see how good Gemini can give us some sort of response that makes sense and hopefully help us build a product that we want to work on. So now we got the responses and we can see that it looked on Reddit, which is amazing as we asked for. There is these problematics, the fake portfolio crisis, where a lot of entry-level data scientists, they work on toy data sets and they feel like their portfolios are very weak. So that's a real thing. I know it because a lot of people reach out to me. The unicorn job market here, basically that even entry-level jobs, they require 3+ years of experience, and a lot of entry-level junior people, they struggle with this because they feel imposter syndrome and they feel like they're not good enough. So there is a gap in the market, that's true. The plumbing gap, this one is basically being hired for something that is big and end up always doing the boring stuff. So this is real, based on conversations that I have with people, this is real. And here it's giving us ideas, low cost, high cost in terms of cohorts, doing some sort of data sets. This is really cool. This is really good advanced reasoning, and you can see that this wasn't done just randomly, but it's really thinking with you ahead. And this is not even me, again, bouncing back and giving my context. This is just pure good prompting and reasoning and searching in a topic that I specified. Next, I want to go here into VS Code, and I have here Copilot. Copilot is not the purpose of this video, but here I have Gemini 3.0. And I want to test building a very simple app that can help me write tweets impersonating Jim Rohn. So I want to write tweets based on how Jim Rohn would phrase them if he was still alive. So here I wrote this prompt as well. It just says make an app where I type a topic and it will write in the voice of Jim Rohn. I specified which language model. I have this already installed locally, and I gave it a few steps and a prompt to follow as well for the language model inside of the app. So I'm just gonna screenshot this. I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna say build this app exactly as mentioned in screenshot. We can see now that it's thinking deeply through the problem and it's creating the right files and adding the right libraries, and we can see now it created the code for us. I will say run this project. So it's basically doing all the heavy lifting for us. I've only given a detailed prompt. Yes, I knew what I was looking for, but then I'm even asking it to run. It's gonna ask me that we need an environment and all these things, and in my job here will be just to accept, not accept, or even just guide it. But basically most of the heavy lifting is done by Gemini 3.0. It's asking me here to install packages like Request and Streamlit, but I already have them, so I didn't allow it. But now we can see it run it for us, and look at this. We have an app here, Jim Rohn tweet generator, and I will say, what is discipline? And it will write a tweet for us. Let's see. Look at this. Discipline is not about depriving yourself of pleasure, but about training your mind to make choices that align with your goals and values, resulting in a life of purpose and fulfillment. That's really cool. Let's try another one. Let's say, is passion important in business? So passion is not just a feeling, it's a choice. What drives you to excel, innovate, and overcome obstacles. Having genuine passion for your work will give you the energy and motivation to achieve success. Obviously, we can tweak this one, we can improve the prompt, etc. But we can see the power of using Gemini 3.0 into creating something in a matter of minutes, literally. So as we saw, Gemini 3.0 help us do so many things in such an easy way. We saw in the benchmarks that they've been outperforming most of their competitors in general, and that they have improved their model in terms of reasoning a lot. So if you work with just simple tasks, you can use the fast reasoning. If it's something that requires deeper thinking, use deeper thinking. You can also use the AI Studio to build things interactively directly in the platform, or you can even leverage the power of it on external tools like Copilot, as long as you can use their model. I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of Gemini 3.0. There is still a lot to test. I've just been playing a little bit around with this and wanted to show you a little bit of a feel of what Google has done. And I feel like it's time for those that haven't yet fully explored Gemini to start giving it a little bit of credit and just giving it the benefit of the doubt and try it. Let me know in the comments if you're a Gemini user or you still prefer using Claude or ChatGPT. I'm really curious to know where you stand in this, and I'll see you in the next video.